Behind every smile, there is a darkness that only few can understand.
I've become a dark empath, and it's like I'm not out here claiming it loudly, but that it is what it is.
So in the past year, I've had a lot of, we'll say, emotional reactions to my video about being a dark empath on YouTube, which I really think is because of Dr. Romney and the way that she specifically uses dark empath. Like, people have called me a narcissist, abusive. They miss out on the key context of the video.
They feel like they can get away with treating you any kind of way because you're an empath.
Meaning that the context of me saying that empaths have the power to emotionally and psychologically destroy you is that you came for them first. You were attempting to manipulate them. You were attempting to be abusive. And if the empath is not a codependent, meaning that they don't believe that their self-worth is dependent on you giving value to them, then they don't mind ripping you a new one. I'm almost using dark ironically to just mean human being with boundaries. Human being that does not let you walk over them just because they understand where you're coming from. But I am really fascinated by people's willingness to demonize me for my ability to go, oh, your mommy issues are not my problem. They're not. Sorry.
Every time that I post, damn, the party not lit, then I'd rather not go. If she feeling hot, then I make that bitch frozen. I get a bitch tired every time that I post, damn.
Welcome back, friend, and thank you for tuning in with me. So as you can see by the title of this video, we are discussing what could possibly turn an empath dark. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Grab your blunt, grab your drinky drink, grab whatever you need to tune in with me. Let's go.
Dark empaths are harder to identify than narcissists. This is because they can have empathy, it is just cognitive empathy. When they choose to, dark empaths can control and manipulate others. But not all dark empaths have malicious intent. If you're a dark empath, you can use your cognitive empathy for good.
Empath is an empath and will always be an empath. Just because you put dark in front of it doesn't make the empath evil, it makes the empath unhealed.
Only bad people have these traits.
False.
Dark Empath, 12 signs of the most dangerous personality. A dark empath is an intelligent narcissist with empathy, intuition, and sensitivity. They know how to keep you in control in any situation and use you for their own gains. They are experts at reading others and understanding their needs and using that information to get what they want. Although they can be malicious, a dark empath can have and exhibit heightened sensitivity. This is one of the most common dark empath signs. Due to their highly sensitive nature, they can easily understand your thoughts and emotions, even if they are unable to feel them. One of the most widely observed traits of dark empathy is mental disorders. Possessing dark triad personality traits, a dark empath is highly likely to struggle with mental illnesses, like anxiety and depression, due to their self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Although they may not be highly aggressive like other dark triad personalities, a dark empath can have a passive-aggressive personality and will exhibit signs of indirect forms of anger and aggression. Behaviors like sarcastic jokes, guilt-tripping, and gaslighting their victims or exploiting others are all signs of passive-aggressive behavior. Dark empaths tend to have low self-worth and self-esteem. They are highly insecure with a constant need for validation. Yet with gigantic egos, they believe they don't deserve love or admiration, as their emotional intelligence makes them self-aware of their manipulative and toxic nature. Due to their negative self-concept and shame, they often deliberately sabotage healthy relationships. Dark empaths tend to be severely neurotic, which makes them prone to experiencing difficult emotions like depression, anxiety, emotional instability, anger, and self-consciousness. As a result, a dark empath can become highly self-critical and end up playing the victim whenever things don't go their way. Being highly social, observant, and intelligent, a dark empath can easily tune into your feelings and know exactly how you may react in certain situations. Hence, they know how to trigger you and play you in any given situation. They know how to be empathic with you to make you feel comfortable enough to open up and share all your secrets and vulnerabilities with them. A dark empath is a master in sarcasm. They often criticize, humiliate, and bully others with their dark and spiteful jokes. Although their dark jokes can be funny for others, it can be hurtful for the person their jokes are targeted at. Dark empaths are known to gaslight and guilt-trip their victims in order to manipulate and maintain control over others. They can easily twist the truth and will never hesitate to gaslight you and make you doubt your own self just to get things done their way. Masters at the game, these empathetic narcissists can convince you that your experiences and thoughts are not real and will make you doubt your sanity. In fact, they will even make you believe that certain experiences occur because of your mistakes, making you feel guilty. Dark empaths love to socialize. They enjoy being the center of attention. Although they tend to be extroverted with excellent social skills, dark empaths don't necessarily have positive relationships with their loved ones due to their fragile egos and poor sense of self-worth. Regardless of how sensitive or empathic a dark empath is, they always keep an emotional distance, even with their loved ones. They remain emotionally detached and avoid being vulnerable with their romantic partners and others. Their emotional unavailability is a sign of their low self-esteem and mental illnesses. However, they are very careful and measured in their approach and manipulate relationships with charm, instead of strengthening bonds by being vulnerable. As they are adept in reading your emotions and thoughts, they can easily grasp the vibe of a situation and change their approach and attitude accordingly. Although their changed behavior might fool their victims, a dark empath adapts to changing situations only to reach their goals. Dark empaths are typically focused on their personal needs and wants instead of relationships and loved ones. It is this selfishness that drives them to control and manipulate others, albeit in subtle ways. If you are in a romantic relationship with a dark empath, you may realize that your relationship is primarily focused on meeting your partner's dreams and whims. They are not known for making sacrifices or compromises in relationships. Thanks to their narcissistic traits, being sensitive and selfish, dark empaths know how to control their relationship while keeping you blind to their manipulative tactics.
Do not compare us to narcissists. We are not them. We're not trying to be them when we go dark. We're trying to heal and protect ourselves, so our boundaries go up and we worry about self. We become selfish, for sure. We're not manipulating to hurt people.
A dark empath is an empath that endures and survives a long-term toxic relationship, which is most likely a narcissistic one. You see, most relationships like this end way before the ship could sink, but not for the dark empath. They stay until the ship hits rock bottom. You see, when an empath engages in such relationships, they are convinced and they genuinely believe that their empathy could fix the flaws within their partner, that they could make their partner less manipulative or toxic or malicious. But the more they give to these kind of relationships and the more they empathize with it, the more toxic their partner becomes. And the truth is, their toxic partner is not looking to be fixed or anything. They're looking to take advantage of the situation or the empathy that they're receiving. Now, most empaths pick up on this, and this is usually where the detachment or the boundaries begin that leads to them parting ways with one another. However, the dark empath here takes a different approach. They learn the language of their abuser, and they do so not to become malicious themselves, but to use the only language that their toxic partner knows, with the hopes and intent of being able to make things work. So it becomes like reverse psychology. And with their empathy already having them one step of their toxic partner, they become the ones in control. And now, what was once the predator becomes the prey. And now, with their toxic partner not being able to take control of the situation or supply off of the empath, they eventually discard or abandon the sunken ship, if you may, victimizing themselves from their once abused partner. And the empath is left in the darkness where they found themselves in.
That's our way of protecting ourselves. Like, think about it as, I want to use an animal, for example, like a skunk. The skunk be minding his business, right? I really don't want to compare us to a skunk. Is there another animal Alright, I don't want to compare us to a skunk, so I'm gonna use a bumblebee. Okay, so a bumblebee be chilling, minding his business, right? Until you come fucking with it. You come fucking with the bumblebee, that's when the bumblebee gotta use its defense mechanism and sting you, knowing that that's gonna kill it. It's gonna kill that bee to have to sting you, but it has to protect itself.
Empaths can feel people's real feelings. When looking at their pictures, energy and intentions through text messages, global anxiety when they don't protect their energy, happy from small things in life, unspoken words and lies, certain events before they manifest, anxiety from news and violent movies.
For me, just watching horror movies, I love horror movies, but when those scenes come on, for example, Saw. Watching Saw is really painful for me physically, because when I see the pain being inflicted on these people, although I know it's fake, the movie looks so real. It's like I could physically feel the pain that they're going through as I'm watching this on the screen. When their fingers and limbs are being ripped off, my fingers start to feel like achy. It's weird, but I feel things so much deeper. I know there's a healing aspect to it as well. You can look at somebody and know they're not okay. You can feel that they're not okay. The people around me, close to me that I speak with, I don't really talk to nobody anymore because I've become a dark empath. But when I was that bright empath, I was always the healer friend. The friend that people would come to when they're going through something, when they need to vent, when they want to feel better. And I just have that healing energy. And I also attract a lot of damaged and broken men. They come into my life at a point when they need me the most. Once they feel healed, they switch up. And I'm like, okay, I think my time here is up, so I'm a go. And I leave. So now I'm just like, you need to be single. You need to be by yourself. The healer needs healing. And I guess that's when the empath goes dark. They may not always stay dark. I feel like they're only dark because they have some healing to do. Because I swear, like, we are the most loving people. If you're genuine, we're genuine. If you're a narcissist, we become a dark empath.
How empaths can trigger people. Empaths can truly be hated simply because, without intending to, they can energetically mirror back the entire inner angst and lack of personal integrity of another, exposing an unwillingness to face their own dishonesty, greed, hatred, and desire to hide from the truth as well as from themselves. This can happen completely outside the empath's conscious awareness, as they tend to keep sending out light which can irritate another's demons while being perplexed. At the reaction, it can literally drive those who thrive on inauthenticity out of their minds.
Oh my God, my angel number is on the screen. Screenshot, screenshot, screenshot. I see my number every day and it reminds me that I'm protected. Angel number 444 is where my journey started. It was the first angel number that I seen and I looked it up.
Guardian angels guiding you to the right path and telling you that you are being watched over. Need not worry. It is a sign of divine intervention and help. Seeing this number repeatedly means you are being guided and protected at all times.
I had to get that tatted.
Okay, let's get back to the video.
If you really paid attention to this video, it's basically the empath going around to everybody they encounter, just taking that pain from these people, just like energetically absorbing all this pain from these people that they encounter, not even realizing they're taking all that. Like, that's really heavy. They just walking around just being filled with all this negative, painful energy. And even when they know they have so much on them already, even still when they encounter somebody damaged, even if that person is doing better than them, if they are showing any type of pain coming from this person, they're gonna absorb it. They can't help themselves. And then once they're filled up with all this pain, they go and release it into the animals. And if you're an empath, I know you felt all that. But yeah, animals really absorb that shit from us. I want a cat. I want a black cat because I feel like that's my spirit animal. On that note, I'm gonna end this video right here, friend. If you can relate to this, or if you enjoy this type of content, like the video. If you know someone who can relate to this, share the video, help a friend out. If you fuck with my vibe, subscribe. But until next time, friend, bye.
Every time that I post, damn, the party not lit, then I'd rather not go. If she feeling hot, then I make that bitch frozen. I get a bitch tired every time that I post, damn.